G'day guys, we're currently out here on the Gibb River Road. It is rough as hell, it is dusty as hell, and we're going to be putting the Dometic dust reduction system to the test today. I know when we first ordered our caravan, there wasn't really much information or reviews about these things. We're out here, it's not going to get much worse than these conditions, so we're going to put it to the test, give you a bit of real life feedback, real life experience, and see if you should add it onto your caravan. This is what the unit looks like from the inside of the van. Up on top of the roof, it's got sort of a big ram head, I guess you'd say, where the air's going to be coming in, pressurizing the cabin here, which is going to push all the dust out, which is exactly what we want. Lotus actually gave Dometic a caravan for 12 months to help R&D this thing. So these units have actually been designed around the Lotus caravan. All right, so this is how it works on the inside. It's got a little filter in here. So the air's going to come pressurized in here. This filter's going to do all the magic. I'll just pull it out quickly. That's as simple as that. So you obviously change these every time you're going to service your van. We just blew ours out there. We haven't actually cleaned it in a bit, and there was a lot of dust and a lot of bugs coming in there. So it just shows that how much dust is actually coming through. So it's a pretty simple unit. Looks pretty neat on the inside. It is a pretty big unit on the outside, up on the roof there, but if it's doing the job, who cares? So this is the filter we've just pulled out of it. Have a look how much stuff. Oh my God. We haven't cleaned this for quite a while. This isn't how much dust is being stopped coming straight into that van. So it's definitely doing its job, but I think before we give this thing a good review, we really do need a new one of these. We're not going to find a bloody Dometic store out here, so we're going to give this a good blowout, and then we'll chuck it back in before we head off. Another big factor that's really going to play a difference in how much dust you get in your caravan, depending on what brand you have, is going to be a lot of vents, refrigeration, microwaves, hoses and stuff coming up through the floor if they got enough silicone. I highly suggest before you do head out on the dusty roads, get under, get a torch, have a good look around. You know, once you go down the road for the first time, you're going to know where your dust entry points are. For us, two things we didn't know. We've covered up our gas vent up on top of the window here. That was just coming straight into the van. We also had one down on the ground as well. We had some dust coming in from under one of our drawers there, but it was simply a regulation of obviously need to have gas venting, so stuff was coming straight in. So we've covered them two up, so we're ready to go and get into it and see what it's going to do. All right, so what we're going to do, we've got the van nice and clean, as we do every morning before we head off. What we're going to do, we're going to go down the Gibb for about another hour and a half. We know we've got some big bull dust sections coming up. We're going to have oncoming traffic, so it's going to be a lot of dust going around. So this is going to give it a really good test. So I've been driving for a couple hours now, and we drove through some actually gnarly stuff. There's so much bull dust along there. You cannot get much more finer dust than bull dust. So it's going to be really interesting to go in. That nice glossy glass bench top is going to be the perfect example. So let's go in, have a look. This is actually worked out. This is actually that's probably some of the most biggest bull dust we've gone through in this van for quite a while. So all around, everything's looking really, really good. Again, this glass glossy bench top is no more dust will show up easier than that. They've got like the slightest little bit of film, so you know, a little bit of something in the air, but that's tiny for what we've gone through. So all in all, this has been absolutely awesome. So I don't really know how you could go without it. You know, we haven't really tested a van that on these conditions without a out of fan. So we also haven't, in saying this, we haven't really compare them to many other brands as well. So I know there's a Caravan out there as well. We're going to possibly look into doing that in our next van, just so we have something to compare to for down the track. But all in all, if you're going to be doing roads like this, having a Dometic dust reduction, there's some sort of fan on top, I'd have to say is a must and is well worth the money. Every brand of van is going to be different of where dust points are going to come in. So most places that start with on the door usually have we chuck a filter on the vent on the door there. Some people cover the fridge vents and that. We haven't done that in this van, but we had a couple of gas vents that we've covered up because it was literally just a vent straight out that goes straight out onto the ground, which obviously the manufacturers have to do that for policies and that. But we to cover them up for dirt roads, and once we're back on the bitumen, we'll open them back up again. Well, there you go, guys. There's a good little example of how these dust reduction systems work out in these harsh conditions. And look, I'm telling you, we are extremely glad that we have one of these out here on the Gibb River Road. And again, I know when we were first looking for these things, there wasn't really much reviews or much real life experience out there. So we do hope this helps, whether it's going to be fitting to your current caravan, you're looking at putting something on, or you're lucky enough to be purchasing a new van. If you do have any questions, drop a comment below, send us a personal message if you want a bit more information, or share your own experience. If you got a dust reduction system, how long you had it for, and is it doing the job for you? So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you out on the tracks.